What if I told you that one of the most haunting love stories ever painted isn't actually about love at all? This is The Ghosts of Paolo and Francesca Appear to Dante and Virgil by Ary Scheffer, a masterpiece that tricks you into thinking you're looking at romance when you're actually staring into the abyss of eternal damnation. Look at this painting. Your first instinct is probably, oh, how romantic, two lovers floating together. But here's what Scheffer really painted. Two souls condemned to hell, forever trapped in a whirlwind of their own making, telling their tragic story to Dante as he journeys through the Inferno. Those aren't lovers embracing. Those are the damned clinging to each other as they're eternally blown about by infernal winds. So who are Paolo and Francesca? This is where the story gets devastating. Francesca de Rimini was a real person, a noblewoman in 13th century Italy, married off for political reasons to Giovanni Malatesta, a powerful lord who was reportedly lame, earning him the nickname Gianciotto. But Giovanni had a brother, Paolo Malatesta, and here's where history blends into legend. Later storytellers, including Boccaccio, created the romantic myth that Paolo stood in as proxy at the wedding ceremony, leading Francesca to believe she was marrying him instead of Giovanni. Whether this actually happened is historically disputed, but it became part of the legend that captivated artists for centuries. One day, Francesca and Paolo were reading together the romance of Lancelot and Guinevere. In Dante's telling, it was the moment in the story when Lancelot first kisses Guinevere that Paolo and Francesca shared their own forbidden kiss. They were discovered. Giovanni murdered them both, and in Dante's Divine Comedy, he places them in the second circle of hell, reserved for those who sinned through lust. But here's what makes Scheffer's interpretation absolutely brilliant, and why his various versions of this scene, painted throughout his career from 1835 onward, caused such a sensation. Look at this composition. The ethereal, almost weightless Paolo and Francesca above, painted in pale, ghostly tones, they seem to dissolve into the darkness. Below, Dante and Virgil are solid, earthbound, very much alive. Scheffer doesn't paint them as evil or lustful. Instead, he gives us tragedy. Francesca's face shows sorrow, not seduction. Paolo appears protective, not predatory. This was revolutionary. Most artists depicted hell's sinners as grotesque monsters. And that wind, those flowing draperies, the way their bodies seem to merge and separate simultaneously. Here's Scheffer's brilliant visual metaphor. He suggests that their eternal punishment mirrors their earthly love. In Dante's text, they're blown about by infernal winds. But Scheffer makes us see how their togetherness in hell becomes both their comfort and their torment. The French Romantic movement was obsessed with this story, but Scheffer did something different. He made you feel sympathy for the damned. This painting isn't really about adultery or divine punishment. It's about the price of choosing passion over duty, desire over moral order. But Scheffer asks us, what if that choice was inevitable? What if love itself can be a form of damnation? Look at Dante's face. He's not horrified, he's moved to tears. In the original text, Dante actually faints from pity after hearing their story. Scheffer captures that moment of recognition, that these could be any of us. And Virgil, representing human reason, points upward, reminding Dante and us that this is just one stop on a journey that will ultimately lead to paradise. The genius is that Scheffer makes hell beautiful, makes sin sympathetic, and makes eternal punishment feel tragically romantic, all while never letting us forget that this is indeed damnation. Ary Scheffer took one of literature's most famous love stories and turned it into a meditation on fate, choice, and the terrible beauty of forbidden love. He painted hell and made it look like heaven, which might just be the most dangerous thing an artist can do. So here's my question for you. Is it possible to create art so beautiful that it makes wrong look right? And if so, what does that say about the power of art itself? Which artwork should I unravel next? Drop your suggestions in the comments below. I read every single one.